Every time when a person lose or every time I lose, I feel like there is no other room for me to do that thing again. But what I learned is that you have to lose so that you can become better of that failure. And
Like my man 50 says, get rich, die trying. Yo, you get mad points for knocking over the bank.
I'm saying this because I have lose everything that I tried to do in the past years, and I felt the things that I thought there were things that could make me to become a person that I want, or the thing that would make me to progress in my life. But it turned out that I was wrong. But from the failure that happened to me, now I realized that I shouldn't have to say, "Oh, I failed and I failed and there's no other room for me." There is a room for improvement for me to get that failure as a lesson and turn that lesson into something that I would say, "Oh, now I know that I didn't do if I didn't do what requires at that time, but now I have to do what I supposed to do and what it requires for me to do." So failing is not just like, oh, you're failing and you're not going to be better of yourself. And these things happen at school. So when you fail at school, teacher will say that you're not going to be anything in your life. You're not going to be where you want to be. But for me, I have seen that failure is what we have to experience in ourselves, and failure is what we need to accept every time when we fail at something. This can improve your mindset, and failing is not that bad. I want to get this thing clear to your mind, guys, that failing is not that bad. So I have learned that in myself in the past few years that I failed many things that I thought that this can be my break even, this can be my breakthrough. But it didn't happen like that. So I failed many times, and now I have seen that failure is what taught me a lot of things. And once you fail, you need to get a lesson from that failure. You can't just say, "Oh, I failed and there's no other room for me for improvement." But you need to make sure, or you need to take yourself a deep from that failure and see what happened, and try to briefly edit yourself for everything that you think that happened in that fail from that fail. I did that, and it helps me a lot that every time I fail, now I need to go back and have this briefly of what makes me fail the thing that I want to do. It helps me a lot. And now I'm telling you that you shouldn't have to take that what teachers telling you that you once you fail, you're not going to be anything. I'm not the person that's going to tell you, "Hey, your teachers are wrong for telling you this and that." I'm saying that because I have that experience in my life that I failed many times, and even though there were people that telling me that, "Oh, you can't become anything," but I didn't take that and put it inside my mind. I just took that and then put it in the dustbin, because that doesn't matter. What matters to me is that I have to find what make me fail, and every time I find something that this is what make me fail, I get better of it, because now I know what makes me to fail. So you can do that. That can imply to you too, to find something and get on with it. Don't overcomplicate the entire process of, "Oh, you just failed." No. I think that in my own perspective, failure is more important than progress. Why I'm not saying this is because every time you're seeing yourself progressing or achieving something, you're not going to learn. All what you need, all that you get is celebration and a good moment and whatever that celebration. But from failure, from failure you become more and you become better of anything, because now you know that every time you do something, what you should be aware of is failing. But a person that always progressing, He doesn't care about I can fail or she can fail. He always say that I'm going to win. What happens if he fail? He turned out to have anxiety, depression, and emotional stuff that cannot be controlled. So that what happens if you say that you're always progressing. But failure, people that fail the most are the most people that I respect in my life, because those people, if that person or if that person is trying to find a brief of what he may what make himself to fail and get an answer from that, I respect that person because he can become better than the person that always progressing in his life. So that's all I wanted to say. So if this video really makes some sense, you know what to do.